Hello everyone. Today we will learn about physical and chemical changes. Now, what are physical changes? The changes in which only transformation of a state happens and no new substance is made are called physical change. These changes are reversible. For example, melting of ice. If I heat an ice cube, water will be formed. And again, if I condense water, ice will be formed. Now, how will you identify a change is physical change or not? So, here are some clues that will make you know that the changes are physical. So, the first is change in size, shape, or form. If I take a tablet and crush it, it will form a powdered thing. And again, if I put it in a mold, the shape can be recovered. Physical changes change in state from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and again from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. Physical changes are reversible. In the previous slides only we discussed that the substances can be changed from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, and again from gas to liquid and liquid to solid. So these changes are reversible. Now, what are chemical changes? Chemical change in which a new substance is made. In this change, the chemical properties of the substance changes. Also, these changes are irreversible. A chemical change is the transformation of one or more substances into new substances with new properties. That means when a new substance is formed, it will have different properties from its prior substances. Now, how will you identify a chemical change? There will be a color change in the chemical process. A precipitates will be formed. Also, bubbles of gas are produced when a chemical changes occur. Now, what are differences between physical and chemical changes? When a substance undergoes a physical change, its composition remains the same despite its molecules being rearranged. Here you can see that when I break a pencil and again rejoin it, it will work as when it was joined. When a substance undergoes a chemical change, its molecular composition is changed entirely. Thus, chemical changes involve the formation of new substance. When I burn a wood log, ash will be formed and it is irreversible. A physical change is a temporary change while a chemical change is a permanent change. Here you can see that when I break a pencil and rejoin it, it will work as it was when it was full. While when I burn the wood log and again wood log cannot be obtained. A physical change affects only the physical properties, that is shape, size, etc. While in chemical changes, both physical and chemical properties of the substance including its compositions are changed. A pencil when broken will work as it was when it was full, while when ashes form it has different physical and chemical compositions than of wood log. Next is a physical change involves very little to no absorption of energy, while in chemical changes during a chemical reaction, absorption and evolution of energy takes place. In the previous slide, I told you that heat and energy are released when a chemical change occurs. Here you can see that when I burn a candle, heat will be produced. When I bake something, heat will be produced. Some examples of physical change are freezing of ice, melting of wax, boiling of water, etc. A few examples of chemical changes are digestion of food, burning of coal, rusting, etc. Generally, physical changes do not involve the production of energy, while chemical changes involve the production of energy, heat, light, sound, etc. When I burn a cracker, it is a chemical change because it cannot be reformed into its original state. So it produces heat, light, sound, etc. Next is, in a physical change, no new substances is formed, while in chemical change, always it is accompanied by one or more new substances. Here, if I heat the butter, it will remain butter only, while if I bake an egg, omelette or anything else can be formed. Physical changes is easily reversible, that is, original substance can be recovered, while chemical changes are irreversible, that is, original substance cannot be reformed. Here you can see that when I heat the ice cubes, water will be formed, and again when I condense water, ice cubes can be formed, while an egg cannot be after breaking cannot be formed into its original state. Now, in this chapter further we have types of pure substances. In the previous video we have discussed that there are two types of pure substances, elements and compounds. Now what are elements? An element can be defined as a basic form of matter which cannot be broken down into simpler substances by any physical or chemical changes. For example, iron. Now, what are compounds? A compound is a pure substance composed of two or more elements combined chemically in a fixed proportion by mass. The properties of compound are different from the properties of the constituent elements. Example, H2 and CO2. Here, H2O is formed of H, that means hydrogen, and O means oxygen. They both have different properties, while combining them becomes a water which has different properties from hydrogen and oxygen. The smallest part of compound is a molecule. All the molecules of a compound are alike and have properties similar to that of the compounds. Now, elements can be classified into three: metals, non-metals, and metalloids. Now, what are metals? Metals have lustrous property, are very good conductors of heat and electricity, are malleable and ductile, and are always solids, and they contain one kind of atom, that means they are monoatomic. For example, iron, copper, sodium, calcium, etc. Now, what are non-metals? Non-metals do not have lustrous property and they are very bad conductors of heat and electricity. They are neither malleable or nor ductile. They are solids, liquids, and gases. They contain two kinds of atoms, so they can either be monoatomic or diatomic. Now, what are metalloids? The properties of metalloids are midway between metals and non-metals. They are a mixture of non-metals and metals. They contain one kind of atoms, that means they are monoatomic. For example, boron, germanium, silicon, arsenic, antimony, bismuth, etc. Now, difference between mixture and compound. Here the basis of comparison is given in one column, and what are the difference between mixture and compound on that basis of comparison. First of all, what is meaning of compounds and mixtures? Mixtures are impure substances made up of two or more physical mixed substances. They can be homogeneous or heterogeneous by nature. In the previous slides we have learned that the mixtures can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Further, the compounds are the pure form made up of two or more chemically mixed elements. They are generally homogeneous. On the basis of compositions, the mixtures do not have fixed quantity, that means in fixed proportion the mixtures do not occur. While in compounds there is fixed proportion of every quantity involved in it, of the substances. Now, what are the properties of mixtures? The properties of the mixture also vary. That means they are not fixed, as it depends on the type of substance and the quantity by which these are being mixed. And in compounds, for the particular type of compound, the properties are fixed and do not vary, as the elements present in the compounds are fixed and are in the fixed proportion. Now, the formula of mixtures do not have certain formula, as their proportion is not fixed, while compounds have specific formula depending on the constituents present in it. Now, on the basis of separation, the substances of the mixture are easy to separate by different physical methods like filtration, chromatography, and evaporation, while the elements are not easy to separate, and if done, then it is by chemical methods. Now, the substances. No new substances are formed from the mixtures due to the unchangeable properties of its constituents, while the compounds are such they always form new substances due to the mixing of chemical properties of the different constituents. Melting and boiling point. Mixtures do not have fixed boiling or melting point, while compounds have fixed melting or boiling point. Heat change. There is no heat change. Involvement of energy is observed when mixtures are made, while in compounds there is heat change and energy is used or released during the formation of compounds as it is chemical reaction. For example, in mixture, alloys like brass, bismuth, chromium, oceanic water because it involves salt and water, mixture of gases, etc. While in compounds include baking soda, methane, salt, etc. Thank you, and if you have any doubt, comment in the comment section.